Hello guys, my name is Philip, and today I want to make a Q&A video because there's been so many questions lately, and also my half-year report video has exploded completely, so there's no way I'll ever reach all the comments, even if I tried. And so I just want to clear off some questions that I get very frequently, because yeah, I do get asked these things a lot, and it's a bit annoying. But at the same time, I can't really blame you at all because I haven't made a Q&A video, so you know. And yeah, I mean, feel free to ask, right? It's nothing about that. It's just I mean, coming in so fast, I can't reach everyone, and it's kind of frustrating to not be able to respond to every comment individually, because that would be the best way to help, but when you're getting, you know, 1,000 comments a day on a video, there's no way. So, how old are you? I'm 20 years old, and I was born in 9th of September 1999. And also there's another question that I get a lot. It's kind of, I don't know, people seem kind of pissed off when I say this, for some reason. Because for some reason they feel like what I'm saying is NoFap was the cure to all my problems. I didn't have to do anything else than NoFap, because they keep asking, like, how can you say that NoFap is the solution to all these problems? I mean, are you nuts? Are you crazy? Right? The thing is, I never really said that NoFap was the only thing. Maybe I said it. If so, I didn't mean it. I've done a lot of other things apart from NoFap. Some of them I did before NoFap, which I even said in my half-year report that already helped. I mean, I was already sort of going towards a sort of self-improvement thing, even long ago, before I started NoFap. First thing I did was really I became an apprentice as a chef, which was really tough, really hard, and sort of made me more tough, more masculine, more I don't know, it just made me capable of dealing with more shit, if you know what I mean. I became stronger from it. And so the next thing was I started working out. I started hitting the gym. Then after that, I stopped watching porn, really. I still masturbated, but I didn't watch porn. That already helped, but then I started NoFap, and then that really helped. And I also changed my diet. I also tried to put myself in sort of awkward social situations, just to get across that sort of social anxiety barrier. I've talked about that in other videos. I've talked a little bit about my diet, which I really like to talk so much about, because it's not really such a specific diet, or now it kind of is because I'm vegan, but it used to be just sort of everything that I used to eat, just more of the healthy stuff and less of the unhealthy stuff. But yeah, that's about it. So it's absolutely not just NoFap, but a lot of these things that I started doing after I started NoFap I started doing them much because of NoFap. So in a way, it's like the beginning of the beginning of the beginning of my self-improvement journey. Yeah. Scientific evidence backing up NoFap. I get asked this a lot, and now recently there's been a video posted from a doctor who says basically that he has this really thick Indian accent, but he basically says that, you know, NoFap is real, right? Like it works, and he says that it's not bullshit. And for me, it's kind of frustrating, because he's basically been saying what I've been saying, and lots of other Fraptionauts have been saying, and Gary Wilson have been saying long ago. He's saying the same thing, but because he's wearing a lab coat, people, you know, believe him more. And for me, it's like, I think it's good that he does it. I appreciate his video. I appreciate the fact that the video exists, right? But at the same time, it's a bit like, man, I've been saying this for so long, and people just think it's bullshit because I'm just some kind of mambo jumbo hippie who talks about energy, right? but it's actually like, it's the truth. It's the truth. So you know, finally having someone with lab coat saying it's true is kind of good too, right? Because it kind of gives it more credibility. But what it is, though, I want to start with what stopping porn does, right? Pornography is, mentally speaking, pornography is just much worse than masturbating. Masturbating to pornography is, you know, obviously the worst thing, but even watching pornography without masturbating is also destructive. And here's the reason, right? Dopamine rises with anticipation. So people tend to think that dopamine just gets released when you release your cum. That's not really how it works. It gets released through the entirety of your searching for the perfect scene, watching porn videos, watching even soft porn, even just watching some hot video from a girl on Facebook, right? It rises your dopamine levels. I'm not saying that you shouldn't look at anything that's beautiful, because then you might waste dopamine. I'm just saying that pornography releases too much dopamine. It releases unnatural amounts of dopamine, which makes it so that you reach this sort of dopamine peak, right? And when you've been there and you go down, you have less dopamine than what you started with, right? So it's a bit like amphetamine, right? Only it's on a computer screen, so people don't think of it as a drug, but it's pretty much is a drug. Yeah, that's the pornography. But when it comes to yeah, when it comes to the masturbation itself, why should you cut masturbation altogether? Why can't you just masturbate without porn? Well, you can. It's up to you. Even watching porn or not, it's up to you. All I'm doing is just I'm presenting an idea of how you can probably make your life better, and how you, I don't know, just giving you guys some information about some things that I think you should try out. But the way you live your life is not up to me. So when people just sort of write this sort of pissed off comments like, how the fuck can you claim that this works, kind of stuff, I'm just like, I'm just presenting an idea for you. I'm just saying what I've experienced, and also backing it up with some data, because the data exists. And I've also recommended Your Brain on Porn a lot of times. The book is about this thick, and it has everything you need to know about what pornography does to your brain. And also watch Gary Wilson's TED Talk. I've been saying that so many times. I'm gonna link it to this video's description as well. So you really should check it out. But yeah, semen retention basically is your cum, right, contains a lot of nutrition, a lot of minerals, vitamins and protein, right? So when you jerk off all the time, a lot of the minerals and proteins that you eat are gonna go to your balls instead of going to other places where it might make you stronger, it might make you more capable of critical thinking. People keep saying that, you know, NoFap is good for the third eye, stuff like that. And just it makes you more aware, makes you more awake, and it also makes your mood better. It makes you happier, basically. Because all of these things, and there's a lot of things in our cum, right? It's supposed to make babies, of course. There's a lot of stuff in there that's good for people, right? It's a life-giving, it's life-giving minerals and vitamins and nutrition altogether. And when you don't masturbate, it's not like your balls are gonna grow until they're infinitely big. What's instead gonna happen is those minerals that would usually go to your cum goes elsewhere in your body. how strict should I be with NoFap? Is it okay to masturbate without porn? Is it okay to masturbate once a week, once a month, blah blah blah? It's really up to you. And I also said this in my about relapses video, that it really is up to you. And people sort of, it's another weird thing that I see in my comment section so many times is, it seems like people are sort of asking me for permission. It's like, is it okay if I masturbate once a month? And I'm like, do whatever you'd like. I mean, seriously. All I'm saying is, not masturbating at all, it sure as hell worked for me, so I'm gonna recommend that, but it's all subjective, and I'm not gonna be one of those guys who say that it's not okay to watch pornography. You're one with Satan if you masturbate. Pornography is something else, but you know, masturbation is just, well, if you have to do it, you have to do it. But I would recommend you try to resist at least a couple of months. At least, I mean, when I really started to feel it was like day 70-ish. That's when I just... so if you haven't gotten to day 70 yet and you're like, ah, this doesn't work for me, I'm sorry, but it's gonna take some time, and it might just start really working when you cross day 70. Or some other day. I mean, some people say that they didn't feel it before 200 days. I don't even know how they kept going. I mean, it must be kind of demotivating to not feel anything before 200 days. But at the same time, I mean, if you're dedicated to get, if you really want a new life and you're kind of desperate for it, you should really do whatever it takes. And to not masturbate for 200 days, it's not really too much to ask for, to be completely honest. If you really want to start a better life. Which brings me to the next question. How do I get started? People keep asking me for advice on how do I sort of get started. You know, they say sort of like, I'm sort of a loser, like you describe in your half-year report video. I'm sort of that guy still, I'm a bit of a mangina, blah blah blah. How should I start my new life, right? It's really difficult to answer this because there wasn't really a sort of magic gateway for me on this. It all happened very smoothly. And also there isn't really just a quick fix that you can do and then you're suddenly, you know, Napoleon Dynamite. It really is, because so what I started doing was, well, I started working out. And I also started just going out alone. That was, I mean, it requires some balls for you, man, at first, if you have a lot of social anxiety. Just the simplest thing, like ordering a beer in a bar, is like, when you're sitting there alone, you feel kind of stupid, right? Because everyone else are hanging out there with their friends and you're just sitting there alone and drinking a beer, looking kind of sad. But it might just help you to get across that sort of barrier that makes you think that you look stupid there sitting alone. That makes you have all these negative thoughts about yourself, that you care so much about external validation that you can't possibly do something socially awkward without hating yourself. It's really destructive. If you can just get out of that bubble in some way, I mean, sitting alone in a bar ordering a beer is a very smooth way to do that. You can pick your nose in public, which is kind of extreme. I wouldn't do that personally. Because I don't really like to make a fool of myself. That's not really the way I like to do it. I'm just rather doing things like, I have this thing, I think I talked about that in like day 50 something or 40 something. I tripped and I fell on purpose in front of some beautiful girls, and then when I got myself up on my legs again, I just said, I'm sorry, but I fell for you, right? And they started laughing, and it was nerve-wracking for me. I was almost fainting the first time I did it. But it just sort of helped me get across this barrier that if I can do something that stupid in front of a bunch of extremely beautiful angels, that's gonna kick me off to you know, a life without social anxiety. So you just be creative, just do something stupid, silly in a social setting, or not with your friends necessarily, but like with some strangers. Just do something stupid, or something that you wouldn't normally do, really. I mean, that's probably the best advice. Just do something you wouldn't normally do, because that's the best way to get out of your comfort zone. If you do something every day that you've done before, you're never gonna get out of there. You're gonna stay in the comfort zone. So that's that. And so the last comment, this is not really a question, but a comment that I get a lot, and I want to say that I get it a lot because I feel like a lot of people think that they're sort of alone in this world in the way they feel. So I get the comment a lot that your life describes me, and some of the comments I get are like, oh my god, how can we have such similar lives? The thing is, as men, we are emotionally constipated. I mean, we have emotions inside of us that we never let out. So when a man is feeling down, when a man feels like he's not being seen, he's not being loved, he doesn't even love himself, he's struggling with some really negative emotions that he doesn't even know where it comes from, he's not really gonna say it to anyone, especially not if it doesn't know where it comes from. And that's the case with a lot of these people who haven't found NoFap yet, who are just sort of waiting to find NoFap, sort of, is that pornography is a lot of the reason why they feel bad, and they don't know it. So a guy would never say, oh, I feel so bad, but I don't know what it is. That's like a girly, gay thing to say, right? So men wouldn't do that. At least not heterosexual men. I don't know. But you know what I mean? It's like, and honestly, probably they should sometimes. Probably they should just not be so scared of sounding a bit gay sometimes, and just be honest about how they feel, because it would actually help them. But men are just too emotionally constipated to do that. So they see this guy, you know, Philip, on YouTube, who says it straight out as it is. I was a complete loser. I didn't even respect myself. Women found me disgusting. I was a trash can, a walking trash can, and I hated it. And now I have found this sort of way to get out of it. Not really one way, but several ways, and I talk about a lot of them in my videos. The main thing is NoFap, but there's other things connected to that as well that I talk about in all my videos, and it's helped me grow, really, especially socially. I mean, I don't have social anxiety anymore, and I already said that a few months ago when I made my half-year report, that I don't have it anymore. It's like, I just don't feel anxious when I meet new people. It's extremely liberating. Yeah, you're not the only one. You're not even close to the only one. It's like 50% of the male population feel the way that you do, probably. I'm not even kidding. So, yeah. That's all I wanted to say, and thank you guys for watching this video. I was actually trying to make this video long ago, but it was so windy that I tried to film it, and it was just like, and I don't want to really film inside because it looks kind of sweaty. I don't know, I like filming outside. It looks better, it makes the video look fresher, I guess. But yeah, we had a bit of a storm here for a couple of days, so this video got a bit later than it should have been, but since I'm making it today, I want to say Jesus Christ, Happy New Year's to you all, and yeah, have a NoFap-tastic day. Thank you guys for watching.